Lessons in Chemistry مسلسل جديد بدأ عرضه على منصة عالمية في 13 أكتوبر اللي فات، وهو من بطولة النجمة بري لارسن، وأحداثه بتدور في الخمسينات عن سيدة بتطرد من شغلها كمسؤولة معمل كيميائي، وده بسبب حملها. وتستغل مهاراتها في الطبخ إنها تقدم من خلاله برنامج تلفزيوني لربات البيوت، وبتحاول تعرفهم معلومات علمية من خلاله. هنعرف من صناعه إزاي كانوا بيتصرفوا في كمية الأكل الكتير اللي كانوا بيعملوها.
The thing about shooting food for television and film is it's actually like very labor intensive, because not only does that food have to be edible for the actors who are eating it on screen, but it has to look perfect every time. So whenever you're seeing a scene with some food in it, Courtney has and it always smelled delicious on set whenever we were doing a food scene, and the crew would just get so hungry for lunch, and then after we got the scene, we'd be able to eat whatever we didn't need.
All of the food that Elizabeth made was food for me. So any of the dishes on separate six, or if she's making it home, that's stuff that I did. But for sure, by far, lasagna was like the big dish of the show. So many layers, so complex, striving to be perfect, and it's the perfect dish for Elizabeth Zott.
Scripts would have these dense, long paragraphs of pretty, scientific, heavy texts that Brie would she'd be handed maybe a rewrite or new pages that morning, and she would look at it once, perhaps as she's getting dressed or getting her makeup on. I was just always so impressed how quickly she could ingest and then understand these pretty complex scientific concepts.
It was about half and half. Some of them were mentioned in the book, and some of them we took liberties and created our own food. It's very much a woman of her time, but also a woman ahead of her time. So we specifically chose to think that way with the food. Like, what would someone ahead of her time? Maybe not 1950s style food always. Like, what can we do to put her more advanced? Because she's more advanced.
Louis Pullman has been such a wonderful surprise breakout from this show, and it was one of those things when you know, and is such a tremendous actor. He actually was only supposed to be in a couple episodes in the series, but then once we saw him on screen and we saw the chemistry between them, Lee quickly realized we need to keep him around and make sure he's in more episodes.
اشترك في باقات واتشت الشهرية بتبدأ من 14 جنيه و99 قرش، وباقات سنوية تبدأ من 150 جنيه.